You know, for the longest time, the race to build a truly self-driving car felt like this slow, grinding marathon. But then, just recently, one single, totally unexpected event happened in San Francisco that didn't just make headlines, it basically revealed that the entire game had changed, almost overnight.
So just imagine this for a second. The power goes out across an entire city. Traffic lights are dead, street lights are gone. It is pure chaos. I mean, it's a nightmare for a human driver, right? But for a robotaxi, it's the ultimate pop quiz. So what happens? Does it just give up and pull over? Or does it figure out how to navigate the mess? Well, the answer, it turns out, depends completely on the kind of brain it has.
And this is exactly what we saw play out. During a real blackout in San Francisco, Waymo's cars, which everyone thought were the gold standard, they just stopped. They froze. The rules they were programmed to follow just disappeared when the traffic lights went dark, and they were totally stumped. But Tesla's robotaxis? They just kept on driving. They navigated the dead intersections pretty much like a confident human would. The big question is, how on earth was that possible?
Well, this wasn't just some lucky break. It was the result of a huge, incredibly fast jump in technology over at Tesla. See, while their older software was kind of a bridge between old and new tech, version 13 was a total switch. They went all in on a new kind of brain, a full end-to-end AI. And now, the upcoming version, V14, is starting to show what you can only really call human-like reasoning. It can handle situations it's never seen before, like that blackout or even driving through heavy snow and fog. That massive difference in how they performed all comes down to this fundamental split in how you teach an AI to drive. There's the old way, and then there's the new way.
I really love the analogy on this slide because it makes it so clear. The old method, that's the rule-based AI that Waymo used. It's like a student who just crams for a test by memorizing all the answers. The moment they get a question they've never seen before, like a citywide blackout, they're lost. But the new way, end-to-end AI, is like a student who actually understands the subject. It learns by just watching millions of hours of driving video, and it figures out the core concepts on its own. It can actually reason its way through a new problem.
So what exactly is this end-to-end AI, or E2E? It's pretty amazing, really. It's a system that learns to drive the same way we do. It takes in all the raw information from its eyes, the cameras and sensors, and it turns that directly into driving commands: steering, braking, accelerating. There are no rigid, hand-coded, if this happens, then do that rules. It's just learned intuition.
And that blackout test, it was a massive wake-up call for the entire industry. You can almost feel the panic behind the scenes. The era of rule-based driving is over. So now you have all these companies that bet billions on the old way, like Waymo and a lot of the big players in China, and they're all scrambling to pivot to end-to-end. The problem is, they're years behind.
But this huge shift in technology has kicked off a brand new battle. And get this, Tesla's biggest rival isn't another car company. Nope, it's the company that makes the computer chips that are powering this whole AI revolution.
This is the new war, and it's a classic platform fight. The easiest way to think about it is Apple versus Android. Tesla wants to be Apple, a totally closed, perfectly integrated ecosystem. They make the car, they make the software, they control the entire experience. But Nvidia? They want to be Android. They're building an open platform to give every other car maker the weapons they need to fight back.
Nvidia's weapon here is a platform they're calling Alpha Prime. It's basically an AI brain in a box for any car company out there. Their pitch to Ford, GM, and Mercedes is super simple. Look, don't try to spend billions of dollars and waste years building this from scratch. Just use our open-source platform, tweak it for your cars, and you can stay in the game. Don't let Tesla become the only option on the market.
And that pitch is so powerful because it taps into the deepest fear these legacy car makers have. They are terrified of becoming what's called in Korean a kapdaegi, which means a shell, just a hollowed-out husk. Their nightmare is that they'll just be building the metal bodies of cars, while the real value, the brain, the soul of the car, comes from Tesla.
Okay, so even with all this incredible technology, there is one giant roadblock that nobody has quite figured out yet: regulation. Who is legally responsible when a self-driving car gets into an accident? That single question is slowing the whole industry down.
Now, Tesla has a really clever, and some people would say pretty controversial strategy for dealing with this. They deliberately avoid getting their system officially certified as Level 4, which would mean the car is fully autonomous and the company is on the hook. Instead, they keep it classified at a lower level. And the reason why is simple. It's all about who gets sued.
So here's how their liability shield works.
First, by calling full self-driving a Level 2 system, it's legally just a driver assist feature, like advanced cruise control. That means the human is always supposed to be in command. Second, they use that in-cabin camera to make sure the driver is paying attention. So if a crash happens, Tesla's argument is simple. The human was the supervisor, so the human is responsible. This protects them from the kind of massive legal risk that completely shut down Uber's self-driving program after just one fatal accident.
And beyond that legal nightmare, there's the absolutely staggering cost. To build a competitive end-to-end AI from the ground up requires what's being called a trillion-1 scale investment. We're talking billions and billions of dollars. It's a financial mountain that most car companies just can't climb, which of course makes an off-the-shelf platform like Nvidia's look even more attractive. All right, so we've got the tech, the business strategies, and the legal hurdles. So where does this leave us in the global race? Who's actually in a position to win this thing?
Right now, today, the field looks kind of like this. Tesla is the clear, undisputed leader in end-to-end AI. They are just years ahead of everyone else. Then you've got China, which is making this huge, aggressive, government-backed push to catch up. And then you have companies like Hyundai, which, and it's tough to say this, are seen as having lost about 5 years on software development. They're trying desperately to play catch-up.
What's really interesting is that everyone seems to be pointing to the year 2027 as this major turning point. Both Korea and China are aiming for big, Level 4 commercial rollouts then. But the real wildcard here is Tesla. If they actually launch their dedicated robotaxi, the Cybercab, the one with no steering wheel or pedals, well, they can't call that a Level 2 system anymore, can they? That one product could finally force them to get official Level 4 certification and accept all the liability that comes with it.
But maybe the most fascinating piece of this puzzle is where this war is going to be fought. The US market is getting pretty locked down by Tesla and Waymo. So where is everyone else going to compete? Europe. It's got a complex but evolving set of regulations, and no single company is dominated yet. Europe is quickly becoming the new strategic battleground for everyone else trying to get a piece of the action.
And all of this leaves us with the one final massive question. We're at a huge fork in the road. Is the future of driving going to be owned by one company in a closed-off Tesla ecosystem? Or will an open platform, like the one Nvidia is building, let every car company compete, creating a future that's open to everyone? The race is on, and honestly, the outcome is far from certain.